Step 2 of the seller series. Are you able to sell? Want to know more? Stay tuned. Welcome to Minneapolis Living. I'm Nick Sundahl and I run ÄKTA Homes of Keller Williams Classic Realty Northwest here in the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul, Minnesota. Before we get to part 2 of the seller series, Are You Able? Please hit the subscribe button, and while you're there, ring the bell so you're alerted every time I upload a new video on Tuesdays and Fridays. Here in part 2 of the selling process, we're going to really get more into the meat and potatoes of what it takes to sell your house and whether you're actually ready to do it. The first thing you need to know is, do you have equity on your side? What is equity, you ask? Well, equity is a market price for your home, what it realistically will sell for, minus your principal balance on the mortgage. Okay, so if you had a $400,000 home and you owe $150,000 on the property, obviously you have $250,000 worth of equity. Keep in mind, equity does not include realtor fees and commissions, taxes, or closing costs. This is where you want to hire a trusted realtor that really knows their numbers so they can give you an accurate market analysis of the value of your home and what it's actually going to cost to sell. If you're looking for a more detailed video on what the cost of selling look like, I've got one for you right here. The next thing you need to ask yourself is, what kind of debt do you have, and do you have any savings in the bank in the event something were to go wrong when you buy that next house? So if you paid off all that bad debt, whether it's revolving credit, maybe you've got some liens on the property, ultimately that equity that you have, or the net amount of money that you're going to take away from the property, is that going to pay off other debts? Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but does it eat enough into that net number where you can't actually go buy the next house that better fits your lifestyle? And that leads us into number 3. Do you have enough money to buy the home that better fits your lifestyle? So maybe you're a growing family that needs more space. Perhaps you're an empty nester that wants to downsize. Are there homes in the market that you can afford from the equity of your home or from your savings to go and purchase that next property? Next, can you actually cash flow your move? Just because you have a bunch of equity in your home doesn't necessarily mean that you have the ability to move. Are you going to be hiring movers, and can you afford those? Do you have the ability to make improvements on the house, maybe when a buyer comes in and asks for certain improvements? Perhaps you need fresh paint or carpet. Those are real costs and cash outlays. And do you have that kind of money on hand to make sure that those get done to sell your house for top dollar and get those numbers you need that we talked about in the first step? The last thing you need to understand is the real estate market itself. Over the last 10 years, we've had unprecedented growth in home values on a national level. But we all know that real estate happens on a local level. Your market, your neighborhood is unique to you and unique to your property. Do you have a trusted advisor that knows your market and can give you a clear, concise number to sell for, or what it's going to cost you to put your house on the market, and what you're going to be able to net when you sell your house? Want to know how much your home is worth? There's a complimentary report. You just have to follow the link in the description below. And you want to get a little bit more serious about selling? Please reach out. You can call, text, email, connect with me on any of my social media accounts. Doesn't matter to me. I would love to hear from you. This is Minneapolis Living. I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time.